My dear friend, yesterday I told you about the destruction of the Zoroastrians by the Muslims without any without any cause, or the innocent Zoroastrians were killed by the Muslims or the Muslim army, or the mass genocide of the Zoroastrians as committed by Kashmir by the Muslim theology or doctrine of hatred and treacherousness propagated the violence. So now we should go on the dis- discussing about the destruction or the mass genocide too. Most genocide of Zoroastrians in Iran. So let us come on the chapter that what was the destruction of or mass killing or genocide of the Zoroastrians by the Muslims. So in the last chapter, I have told you up to Raja Sahab Pahlavi. Then the kingdom of Raja Sahab Pahlavi come. Reza Sahab Pahlavi, 15 March 1882, 16 January 1944. This was the dynasty of the Shah Raza Pahlavi, the modern, the living Shah is now in exile in the United States of America due to the bloodbath and killing and the crusader of Islamic follower. So this is my book, Venomous Fangs of Cobra. You can see Venomous Fangs of Cobra by Vijay Kumar Pal. It is available on the Flipkart, Amazon, and Rudra Publication Plus for online available. And now this is the Diwali festival, Diwali offer. It is in very low cost. You can download on PDF also. So this is my book. This is my photograph. You can see. So we will start now. Raja Shah Pahlavi was the king of Persian Empire. Was kind-hearted and having a humanity value each of anybody, irrespective caste and creed, was the Shah of Iran from 15 December 1925 until he forced to abdicate by Anglo-Soviet invasion on Iran 16 September 1941. He was coronated as king on 25 April 1926. He was the predecessor of Ahmad Shah Zah, and his successor was Muhammad Raja Shah Pahlavi. Ahmad Raja Shah Pahlavi was the last king of the Tsar dynasty. Raja Shah introduced many social, economic, and political reforms during his reign, ultimately laying the foundation of modern Iranian state. All development, all modernization by this Raja Shah Pahlavi or the Tsar dynasty. As I have told you earlier, that now this dynasty in exile in the United States of America, I think they are settled now in New York or Washington DC. I think New York. His ruling pattern remains controversial till days. Raja Shah was in the village of Alastan, Savadukuhu country, Mazandaran province in 1878 to Major Abbas Ali Khan and the now supreme mother. His mother was from Georgia, part of Russian Empire then, and immigrant to Iran in the aftermath of the Russian Revolution. Persian had become a battleground for 1 year. In 1917, Britain used Iran as a springboard for an attack in Russian unsuccessful attempt to reverse the revolution. According to the scholar Erwan Abrahamian, would be free of clerical influence, nomadic uprising, and ethnic differences on the one hand, and on the other hand were contain European-style education system, westernize the women active outside the home, and modern economic structure with the state factories, communication network, teaching institute, investment, banking, and departmental stores. During his reign, major projects were completed as large road construction and the Trans-Iranian Railway and the modern education was introduced and the University of Tehran, the first Iranian University of Iran, the industries of plant sevenfold under the Raja Shah in the Western world. Persia was historically the common name for Iran, but in 1935 Raja asked a foreigner delegate and League of Nations to use the Iran, land of Aryans. As you see, the land of German, land of Iran, and land of North Indian is belong to the race of Aryan race. But there is no need of to tell the Aryan or Anaryan. All are the human beings. In my perspective, this is only the dogmas or stigmas or our brain garbage. This is the our brain garbage stigma of Anarya or Aryan. There is no superior, no inferior. All are alike, as we are all the creation of the Almighty God. His clash with clergy was very common because Orthodox Muslims did not want to freedom and uplifting of non-Muslims, especially Zoroastrians. In March 1928, he violated the society of Khayyams Fatima al-Masumeh to beat a cleric who had angrily admonished Raja Sahabai for temporarily exposing her face a day earlier while on pilgrimage to Qiyam city. In December 1928, he instituted a law requiring everyone except Shia juris consult who had passed a special qualifying examination to wear Western clothes. On the top of all the misery, it seems that this was the part of Delhi to pay a heavy religious tax known as Jizya tax, and it was so high to Zoroastrians. Many Parsis were compelled to embrace Islam. There was no option for poor Zoroastrians. When Jizya imposed on Zoroastrians, there were three options. First option was convert to Islam for waive of Jizya tax. Second option was to pay Jizya. If you have much wealth, and this was almost 10% of income, not on profit if you are businessman. Third option was fight against them and defeat the Muslims or fled from the Islamic country. Zoroastrian status was dhimmi or the impure, alike moments had taken all communication in this context. Allah's voice to Gabriel angel to Prophet Muhammad side to all moments. Due to Jizya, Arab tax collectors would mockery of Parsis for wearing Kusti, the sacred girdle worn by Zoroastrians around their waist along with the Sedra. The Kusti was a ritual dress of Zoroastrians. And Sedra, a special type of undergarment which is worn by alongside by the Kusti and would rip it off hanging the cord around the neck of ballet guard. Due to correction of tax officer at time, twice and thrice time the official figure would be collected because every immediately had to intermediately had to receive a share. If the family could not afford paying the jizya, their children were beaten and even tortured and their books thrown into fire. This is the treacherousness of the Muslim invaders against Zoroastrians in Iran. This is the sample of Jungle Raj in Islamic tradition. In this horrible condition, many Zoroastrians had to convert so-called violent religion Islam. Many Zoroastrians were picked as Muslims' names were secretly they practiced their religion as many Islamic countries. There is 2 to 30% ex-Muslims, but they are openly they follow all rituals as Muslims, but undercover they are ex-Muslims. Due to the blasphemy laws in Islamic countries, there was no siege of Zoroastrians. Mass killing of massacre were in the Tsar rule. The last massacre were recorded at the village surrounding the city of Boharazin and Turkhabad near Yazd in Iran. The village Maul Sayyid Aul near Borazan among the local people is known as killing site Gate Gua in Persian means the killing valley. In 1850, Comte Gopinilu, the French ambassador to Iran, wrote that only 6,000 of them left, and just a miracle many saved them extinction due to the extent of operations and destitute many Parsis ventured to hazardous journey to India. Those could not afford the journey, risking their lives and come to on foot or donkey riding. So, what type of harassment is being done by the Muslims due to because their prophet was alive? Emissary to Iran. When the news of their flight reached to the Parsis, which became very rich by open hard toiling work, the prosperous Zoroastrians then lot of funding crores set up to help those Parsis who were still living in their homeland, that is Iran, Iraq and adjoining outskirts of this part of land, and emissaries dispatched to Iran a Parsi philanthropist Menek Menek Gilminji at area sent many types of help to them. He founded only 7,771 Zoroastrian in Kerman, Yazd and Tehran, now the capital of Iran. Ghaziabad until 1822 when it was rendered by Parsis in the Tsar government from the Persian Zoroastrian and Amelioration Fund, the Zoroastrian Trust Fund of Europe, ZDFE, Zoroastrian Trust Fund of Europe, also attempt to alleviate the condition of their Iranian brethren. Both Dadabhai Norozi and the Mancharji Bhon were agreed at the president of CHIP and members of the parliament addressed the House of Commons of the United Kingdom on the issue of persecution of Zoroastrians in Iran on the sixth occasion. Shah Nasser al-Din Shah Jar visited London. Parsis delegation from the JTFE, Zoroastrian Trust Fund of Europe, were present to advocate for their Iranian co-religion brethren who were suffering the acute persecution by Muslims, as usually Muslims do, due to the violent doctrine of Islam in Islamic Republic of Iran, 1979 to present day. 1979 Islamic revolution of Hunism against Kafir was more traumatic than past because due to more fanatics due to Ayatollah Khomeini, the Zoroastrians and other minorities were under too much pressure. But Muslims had no pain in the past, present, and future because Islam teaches them Muslims as dictatorship anyhow against all non-Muslims or Kafir. As this practice are written in the history book immediately after revolution in Iran during Bajorgan's premiership, Muslims revolutionaries walked into the main Zoroastrian fire temple in Tehran and removed the portrait of the Prophet Zoroaster and replaced with one of Ayatollah Khomeini, the wicked Islamic scholar. The Ariana is regarded by the United Nations and other non-government organizations as among the world's offenders against freedom of religion alongside Saudi Arabia and Sudan. These people are so cunning that members of a minority are by the law and practice barred from being elected to be a representative body, excluding some seats reserved in all Islamic countries. They cannot be in highest ranks of military jurisdictions, judiciary and many other services. Minorities are too much suffered and persecuted by Islamic law on the basis of Sharia, which is Hunism of Islam and treacherous work of Muslim against Kafir. Muslim men are free to marry with Kafir women, but non-Muslim cannot marry with Muslim women. Otherwise, he will be beheaded as per bloodbath theory of Islam. Majedatism. was viewed by the Zoroastrian hierarchy as a heresy. Heresy, any belief or theory that is strongly at a variance with established order belief or custom, in particular the acceptance belief of a church or religious organization. And its followers were persecuted by Zoroastrian Sassanian leaders. The Sassanian ruler Khosrow launched a campaign in massacre against Mazdakis in 520 and or 528, most of them killed as culmination of this story. It had been seen at that time that 3,000 Mazdakis were killed by for jealousy against Mazdakism. Mazdak. He was born in Iran and died in 524 AD or 528. He was the Iranian reformer of the Sasanian Empire region and gained influence during the region of Kavadan, the Sasanian Empire or king. He claimed himself to be a prophet of Ahura Mazda wisdom. Ahura Mazda was first appeared in the Achaemenid period, 550 to 33 BC. Under Darius Behistine, Ahura Mazda is the creator and highest deity of Zoroastrians. Ahura Mazda is the first and most tranquil to invoke his spirit in the Yesma. Yesma is the Avestan name of the Zoroastrian principal act of worship. Mazadakism is the derived from Mazdak, was the chief reform and purified version of Zoroastrianism. Various accoutrements specify the way of that X Saha Nemenlitis that 3,000 Majakris were burned alive, means the Zoroastrian burned alive with the feet upwards in order to present Mazdak with the spectacle of human guardian, whereas the Mazdak himself was hanged upside down and shot with countless arrows. 405 to 359 BC. Ahura Mazda was worshipped and invoked along in all ancient royal inscriptions. With Artaxerxes II, Ahura Mazda was invoked in a tribe with the Mithara and Anahita. Mithara means commonly as Nahir. Mithara is a Zoroastrian angelic divinity Jagata of covenant, light, and oath. Nathaniel is also a judicial figure and all-seeing protector of truth and of the water, and Anahuta, the Western name of Indo-Iranian cosmological figure, venerated as the divinity of water, Avan. Persecution of Zoroastrians by the Christians. According to the Mary Boys, Zoroastrians living under the Christian kingdom in Asia Minor territory were under extreme hardship. Asia Minor includes the Western Asia Peninsula. It makes the modern-day Turkey, Armenia, Highland, and some part of the Arab. Notably, during the long conflict between the Roman Empire and Persia, Christians were living in Sasanian territory and destroyed so many fire temples and their worship places. But this persecution was meant targeted at Muslims yet against Parsis. Christians wished deliberately targeted to the fire temples to enhance the number of Christians. So Christians counted Zoroastrian as follower the with Zarathustra, Zoroaster, the Zoroastrian god serving the false god and natural element. So we can say that even Zoroastrian are the most persecuted community throughout the world because Zoroastrian never opposed the Muslims as well as the Christians. They were being prosecuted by the Muslims and Christian both, but as the Islam is the most violent religion in the world, so this is why the Zoroastrian was destructed by these Muslims invaders. In the next view, we will see you that how the Muslims killed so many Zoroastrians and many Zoroastrian women were raped by these Muslim invaders in the Iran. And all the descendants, these all Iranian descendants are the their forefather either were the Parsis or were the Jews. Not single Muslim was present before 610 AD. So I would like to say, so what type of treacherousness and the brutality and cruelty of the Muslims against the Zoroastrians and the Islamic scholars used to say that the Islam of peace of religion. No, it is not true. Islam is a violent religion and approach to the hatred against non-Muslim as kafir. This is why more than 3 crores people had been killed by these Muslims due to the treacherousness of Islamic violent authority. And this massacre is being run by Muslims also nowadays. We have to face it, and we should we should concerned with the moments that what are you following this violent theory. This is false expectation of the Allah and the Quran. So in the last I would like to say, please see my channel, subscribe my channel. Vande Mataram. Jai Hind. See you.